Semi-finals of the Kung Fu Cup. That's a PSC SC2. Thank you so much for the 5-month resub. Thank you for the replays. No worries, new replays will be coming soon. Next couple of days. Bottom right-hand side, semi-finals of the Kung Fu Cup. Start this one off again. Our blue Terran player is SpeCial. Taking on the red Terran in the top left. SCV on the map early in the game, and it's going to be some proxy racks Reaper to start us off on the submarine. It is TY. Bringing the pressure here, TY. Early on in these semi-finals. Semi-finals, and then the winner of this plays the winner of Trap Hurricane after. Wow. Racks in the natural even. Now it's gas racks from SpeCial, which means he will have that earlier access to gas, earlier access to factory. I even suggest the idea of a second gas, and there it is. So second gas, generally a good defense against this because it means that you're going to be playing a much, you're going to be playing into like that factory. You're definitely going to be building that early. You're definitely going to be invested into it. You don't expand super quickly, so you don't get caught off guard by that. Now with this, especially, you don't really get to scout across the map at all. I think that's okay. You don't get to scout across the map, but you're kind of playing a safer build anyway. So you're not in immediate trouble. The only thing you want to do is with the first Reaper, you kind of want to check for proxy in the common locations. Because then you want to know if you need to kind of continue building like a secondary unit or pull a couple SCVs to survive. Just in case your opponent is stacking up Reapers. You know, because TY hasn't been scouted, it's very possible he says, right, I'm going to wait with my first Reaper until I've got a second Reaper and then go. So that's part of the one of the options here because he's not being scouted across the map. So that is a choice. Okay, he's just going to go with one SCV and one Reaper. Reaper's going to pop out here from SpeCial. TY falls back to his production. Took a few shots there, so he didn't really get the upper hand. He got an SCV kill, but that's about it so far. Two Reapers together will come in, and what can they do as the first Hellions on the way out? Obviously, so much of this comes down to micro and control. And right now, the Reaper's just being kept away so much so that he's actually going to find himself another SCV kill without taking damage. Now, this Reaper feels like is in a bit of trouble. Next Reaper's about to pop, and the Hellions here as well. TY is the one that's building a bunker next to the front here, so tries to take that into his favor. This should be a Reaper kill if it re-engages in at all. The thing is, TY is playing a pretty smart little position where he's just kind of camping the mineral line in a way. He's going to get a good grenade here, and I actually think these two Reapers should be able to trade out all right. Doesn't get the Hellion. Not getting the Hellion, I feel, is always a little bit of a shame because the Hellion's obviously a pretty big part of this. The thing is, TY might have just done too much anyway now. The Hellion can always repair as well if it's on low HP. And that's the other thing to keep in mind here, right? That now you can maybe just target that Hellion down because it hasn't been repaired. Oh god, this is super intense. Just TY kind of backed into a corner. 3 Hellions now showing up, but one of them goes down very quickly, of course. A couple of Marines here too. The Reapers are going to try and make a run for it. 2 of them into the main base. They will get another SCV, and I mean, probably at least a couple more, so yeah, this is actually really nice. The bunker, actually, the A move into the main base made the Hellions stop on the bunker twice now. That's obviously a bit of a wasted time investment, so it actually buys them time to get even more damage done. Doesn't cancel the bunker, but man, the worker kills. 10 SCVs killed off this. Back at home, the Cyclone producing, so you're pretty safe back at home. A command center's on the way up. Yeah, looking pretty good. Rax is continuing into the main base. Reactor on the barracks factory. Starting up the Cyclone. Just seeing these few Hellions are going to try and make their way up into this main. No Cyclone yet, I guess. It's about to be done, but not yet. So 2 SCVs on the return here from SpeCial. I mean, that's nice. Getting a couple work kills definitely goes a long way as this Reaper escapes out of there. Okay, I mean, SpeCial gets a little bit of counter damage done. Has a slightly faster CC. He's gonna be up against Macfield. I think that's the biggest thing right now, but he should have seen that, right? Sees that research and tech lab, so he should know what's on the way here. So I would imagine he has something of an answer as to what he wants to do to try and help out against that. As TY on the map, just gonna try and get a couple of kills early on. A couple of Hellions still just hanging, coming out to the front and hanging around. Marines in the Cyclone here to help out. Just going to be about to take this Rax down. Yeah, double cyclone, middle of the map. SpeCial is going to take as natural. Obviously, TY is just a few moments behind on that one. I love the bunker. The bunker is really the play here. Extending the aggression basically by just having that bunker there because the Hellions auto attacked it. The thing is, you don't want to like move command into the main base just in case you do get in range of the Reapers and you miss your chance to attack, but then you kind of have to. So it does just confuse the AI a bit, especially in a high stress situation like this as well. It's easy to forget that bunker's there because it's stopped, so you kind of put it out of mind, but then you don't think about the fact you're going to stop to hit it. It was definitely a it was way more important to what I thought it was going to be. He's going to get a Cyclone kill here. That's great. Siege tank is set up, though, so unable to get in there properly to do much else. The Cyclone obviously cannot really endure too many tank shots, so got to be careful about it. Drop across the map, though, and that's going to be SpeCial's way to get more damage done. He's going to lose the medevac pretty early, though, so it's just the Marines. Reaper shows up. Just a bit of everything to try and clean this out. He doesn't want to use the Raven energy. That's obviously very apparent here as the Cyclone just survives. Okay, TY has to do a little bit of cleaning up right now and a little bit of fixing things before this attack gets too well set up. So there's a lot for TY to be thinking about. I mean, 2 tanks get sieged here. This can be problematic. I guess the play may just be to Matrix this first tank with the Raven. If you can Matrix this first tank, I actually think then you can actually just lock onto it and kill it without the other tank being an issue. Okay, he's going to Matrix the one in the back and then he's just going to lock onto the one in the front. Okay, I thought he might do it the other way around. Just lock onto the one in the front, then he would have got in without while taking less shots. This is okay to kind of disengage from the problem. I mean, the tanks are still here, though. I mean, it still is a problem. It's just not maybe as much of a problem as it was before. This defensive tank is great until it gets shot down. Now, obviously, you don't have the Matrix to really shut that down at all. Yeah, SpeCial just kind of walks up and wins that fight. Cyclone's got another lock-on. Comes to the cost of a Cyclone, but you get rid of one of the siege tanks. The order turret with the Marines help to take down a Viking. You know how important that can be, that air control being denied just that little bit. Raven here still, a new one still up from SpeCial. He actually just lose the previous Raven. That was what the Viking was going for, was unsiege the tanks. Take another loss. I don't think there's much more SpeCial can do here, and I think he realized he's starting to be pushed back. So he's just going to accept that and pull back himself. Now, his third CC started in location, but it really did start later. So TY's been building SCVs off of his third. And he's going to be able to lift this up, take it down to the third base location without any problems at all. Absolutely no issue there. Marines, couple of tanks setting up around the center of the map, and it's going to be seen 2 Vikings of TY are going to make their way down the bottom left-hand side here. So, making their way down the bottom left. The problem is right now for SpeCial is I think that is there a problem? Maybe not. I mean, he's obviously behind on this mule, but he's still a couple of workers ahead. TY on that double factory, so he is just going to play mech behind this. So TY being back down a little bit of SCV kind of set, it doesn't matter so much when it comes to mech because it's very easy to defend with mech. So a defender's advantage is so huge, it's unlikely to really come into play. In terms of, you know, the slight advantage that SpeCial has, whereas a Marine tank force, maybe that can have a little bit more impact. Vikings here looking good. Order turret goes down. I mean, this is SpeCial's time to strike. That Raven's always going to be his advantage for the moment. I mean, the fact he's just got more tanks than TUI is obviously working very well. Comes across and, well, TUI is going to get hit really in kind of the sweet spot where he just doesn't quite have that tank count yet. And he's so close to getting that tank count, but then he takes the fight where he loses siege tanks. And by losing tanks, you only obviously lose the tank count, and then obviously to get back in the tank count becomes almost impossible. So I think SpeCial's got this one. Because what do you really do to contest this now? These tanks moving over here, well, I mean, SpeCial saw that moving with the Vikings. So I'm not sure what TY was hoping for. Obviously, that's not Gonna do much at all. Now this tank's trying to pull back in. I mean, now there's just no tank siege. Okay, a Liberator or two show up, but the Viking count is in favor of SpeCial anyway, so he takes those down, and that was GDY's last attempt to win this out. He's going to type out GG, and SpeCial will end up with a map 1 win. Taking the series lead in the bottom right-hand corner of Romanticide, our blue Terran player is SpeCial. Taking on the red Terran in the top left-hand side, TY. Okay, game number 2. So, this map for TvT I think can be really funky. It's kind of got that 3 base setup. That mineral patch blockage makes this base actually not really that safe, but very hard to contest the aggression against you. I can actually really see this map. I think that part alone is really cool for TvT. Some drop play possible in the main. I feel like this can be like split map TvT very easily, because also like everywhere on the map is chokes. Like there's not one real open area, so tanks can be super dominant on this map and really shut down positions with low numbers, which means you can spread a lot of tanks everywhere, which means you can get into those epic split map back and forth TvT games. And some of the natural on both sides of the map here early on. That's the factory play building up from both players here. The SCV of TY going to get out into the center. Hey, what's up, Soul Ruzzy? Thank you so much for the 2-month resub. Welcome back, WardiHype. So much. Thanks for resubscribing. Well, this game is obviously a bit more passive. Both players expanding early in the game. One gas expansion into that now factory double gas, but not really much to say now. This SCV of TY is sitting as though it wants to build up a proxied starport. I feel like that might be the goal here for TY in the next couple of moments. That started up. So he is going to proxy the starport. Well, what can you do with the proxied starport? He is building Hellions, so obviously a medevac Hellion drop in can work. It is a huge main base, so you really do need a lot of... I mean, even this depot here doesn't even give you full vision of this side, because there's still this little gap. I mean, this main base actually is massive. When you think about it, it's like an entire screen zoomed out. Like, hello? This main base actually is almost competitive with the entire size of Submarine. Like, if you think about it, going from this mineral patch to, like, the ramp, you'd be, like, halfway across Submarine at that point. It's just that big. So here's a medevac to start. Obviously, potential to go for, like, a Liberator follow-up as well. Just because it's close on this side of the map. And then you can do something with that. SpeCial going Cyclone and a Banshee, but they're not going to be out just yet. And there's still that little hidden spot to maybe drop into. We'll see if TY can find that. I imagine he's going to go over to the corner, though, and he's going to see the depot. Okay, SpeCial actually sent an SCV and his units there anyway, though, so he'll be in position. And, well, 4 Hellions against the Reaper in a little bit. He's actually going to stick around, just going to fight SCVs. So he's just going to trade for SCVs right now. Which means he has to be careful on the counterattack. Especially because his starport's not on the map at all. Or is on the map, it's not at home. Definitely a problem. And SCVs, 11 SCVs already being picked off. The Cyclone will clean up the medevac. So it's the Banshee play, the counterattack that SpeCial has to look to now. That is for sure. Command center down in the main base is going to see the starport. Continuing back to the upper left, and the Banshee of SpeCial, I think, wanting to move into this main base in the next few moments. Gets a few SCVs. Wouldn't mind coming up. Reaper's going to hang around here. Just going to be seeing this. Wouldn't mind burrowing. The Reaper escapes off to the side, and the Banshee of Special. Back down from the top. Going to be seeing the Marines, Cyclone tank, the Raven. All of this pushing through into the middle of the map. Impact setting up and just going to be having to just going to be seeing our army of special continue to move through here. Gets a Reaper. Rest of the Marine tank showing up as well, and just going to be seeing the army continuing across. So trying to see what's going on. I think get in here. I mean, his army supply is way higher. He's got the Raven to Matrix, the first and only siege tank at the moment. The next one's still just on the way. I actually think you can do this. Oh, Raven gets the Matrix and gets out of the lock-on. Okay, good job on sieging the tank at least, so you can pull it back. You don't lose the siege tank. You're just going to lose the position with the siege tank. Next tank not out just yet. Will be interesting to see what he does with it. The Cyclone locked onto that tank for a moment or two. Now loses his own Cyclone, and he eats a tank shot as well, Special. And again, a little bit overeager going forward there. He's going to try and kill this tank, but that's not going to work either. And Special, huge overcommitment in, and TY, I think, now gets the cleanup. And the Vikings landing as well, especially, will help out. Special had a good start to this, but it wasn't the best execution moving through, and that's going to be GG to give TY the tied-up series here in the semifinals. In the bottom right-hand side of the map, we've got ourselves a blue Terran player. Not quite able to follow in with that push, and able to do what he needed to. It is SpeCial. Top left, our red Terran player is TY. Game 3 of the series. Getting ourselves set up, getting ourselves ready to go into what could be, I don't say, I mean, SpeCial looking like he can beat TY today, which is really exciting, because if SpeCial beats TY, then I kind of feel like he's, I mean, I feel like he's, I mean, that's a big result. SpeCial, to me, doesn't really ever beat TY. Let me, actually check what, SpeCial and TY's history is, because I really do feel every time I see SpeCial and TY, it is a very one-sided matchup. Yes, 12-1 in matches, TY in favor. SpeCial won against TY in BlizzCon 2016 when he had that crazy run, got to the playoffs, met a laser in the round of 8. Yeah, I mean, he showed up in that group as well, right? Like, he really delivered. He also went on to play a crazy good series against Stats. That was the only time SpeCial's ever beaten TY in a series. He is 6-26 in maps. So this is only SpeCial's 27. Sorry, this is only SpeCial's 7th map win in, well, I mean, I guess like 30+ games. So he's got like a 20% map win rate record against against TY, which is obviously not super pretty. Oh no, this is our hottest match of the day. Fire alarm, you think? This one? This is it? This is what our day's gonna peak at? Really? It's been a while since we had Fire Alarm Thursdays, guys, because the Kung Fu Cup hasn't been on for a couple of weeks, so it's been a while since we had the Fire Alarm live on stream, but there it is. Don't worry, it's still there every Thursday. Expansions up once again, this time post-factory, at the same time once again is what I want to say. So, yeah, expansions at the same time once again here. You see those couple of Reapers setting up. Seeing a couple of Reapers are helping get in there, a couple of grenades going down. Popping those Reapers back. Seeing our starport coming up from TY. Starport on the way from SpeCial. TY is pretty much in sync with SpeCial then overall. There's a couple of seconds here or there, but other than that, everything is looking to be pretty much going as expected Marines coming up. This command center from TY about to finish up on the natural. Cyclone, couple of Reapers, couple of Marines heading on down the bottom side of the map. Raven on the way up here from TY, the Banshee on the way out from SpeCial. As the units unload into the main base, is going to be running straight in here. Cyclone is able to pick off an SCV, and I mean, this little drop to me doesn't really have much hope at all. He gets a good bit of scouting. He has to see that Banshee, by the way. Banshee really a very defensive unit, actually, in TvT. Like, it can go across the map and harass. But a lot of the time, this this Banshee now is just to help you out against some of the early game pushes, give you the numbers to help you push things back. And yeah, I mean, now SpeCial's attacking, but I don't really think he has anything of an advantage or so to play with here. And the only thing is, like, I mean, they're both building these couple of Cyclones early. CY's about to get his second Cyclone on the map. It's kind of cool, though. 2 Reapers and a Banshee into the main base. And you get 1 SCV already. War Grenades going down. That Reaper gets picked off. Banshee up through the top side. TY will continue along. Raven a SpeCial setting up a 3rd CC now down onto the low ground. A couple of SCVs getting picked off once again. Straight to the middle here, just continuing forward. We're going to be seeing a couple Cyclones are setting up. I like this, just hidden in the grass, but they're going to be revealed by this Marine. I actually don't think they were very well hidden, were they? I think they were visible. But, yeah, as TY takes his 3rd in position, so will SpeCial. SpeCial just a few seconds ahead on that, so he is looking good there. As TY continues down, gets himself a Marine kill, and, well, these couple Cyclones need to be a little bit cautious as well. Obviously, I mean, a lock-on going the wrong way just for a moment can change everything. I don't think TY has an army to fight with here. Not sure what he's doing on the map with what feels like so little. I mean, they both have 2 Ravens. He's down a tank. I mean, he's got the same amount of Cyclones. The Cyclones are being dragged into the main base because of this drop, which TY is lucky to get 3 units out of, honestly. I mean, it's just not going to do anything. So TY loses the drop in the main base. Nothing achieved there. And this now absolutely means he won't do anything at the front because there are just not the right amount of units in the slightest to be able to make this work. Not a chance. 4 or 5 SCVs continuing to go down over there. Did you see the army of SpeCial continuing through? Cyclone gets picked off. The Raven gonna get shot down. No, it survives. And TY is just in major trouble. Like, I just don't like his army that was on the map, so he gets pushed all the way back, and now SpeCial takes position. TY's Ravens are on the other side getting SCV kills, so they're not even really here to, like, help out with this. I mean, this is nice and all, but do you not need these back at home to help defend right now? These tanks are pushing forward. I think he might need them at some stage, but in fairness, you're denying a lot of SCVs and a lot of SCV mining. He's going to start bringing the Ravens back home. I think he's realizing the severity of the situation, although the Raven of SpeCial goes down. He just needs to win this fight, though, because if he doesn't win this fight, he loses stim pack. If his opponent gets high ground vision, he loses stim pack, and that's huge. And TY is actually going to find a defense here, including killing off a siege tank. The Ravens came back around. They get more SCVs. They drop auto turrets in the natural expansion. SpeCial regathering together. The Ravens are going to come back in for another round of auto turrets. This mineral line under fire yet again. I mean, okay, TY is taking some SCV losses, but he's really making up for them on this side of the map. He leads by 6 workers. An attempt to go down to the 3rd base. I don't want to say it's going to backfire, but it's definitely weird. I mean, units from the top side, the Problem is, I guess TY is very reliant on kind of stationary units that just aren't sieged up in the right place right away there. He's going to get 2 tanks right away. He's losing a lot more SCVs, but he's still killing SCVs. SpeCial gets cleaned up and types out GG. Wow. TY is going to take it 2-1. He goes to the finals of the Kung Fu Cup. SpeCial came so close, but wasn't able to put the finishing touches to it. And TY is our first